Original generation of the ambient energy generator, Smithy system and method for transmitting thermal energy, was a method to cool a wastewater facility, a 50-year-old nuclear station, and increase its output by 30%, but at the same time cool it to ambient so that my customers on the warm side of the lake could enjoy their property, but at the same time resolve a problem that is bastardizing anyone who has electrical energy power plants, and that is the cooling of water. What a power plant is basically a computer system that is generating heat, generating power, but is cascading enormous amounts of heat into the atmosphere and 40% of whatever water source is connected to. So when you turn on a light, 40% of it's water, okay? And the rest is whatever fuel you're doing. But when you have a consumer energy load, in this case, an industrial consumer energy load, okay, this here uses water to cool it, okay? So a reservoir that was built 30 years ago to take care of a town, that was then tasked to take care of another town that ran out of water, that was then tasked to tap in and feed an industrial zone in another artificial place where they couldn't use water, by the way, adjacent to this nuclear power station, wastewater, but can't take that, can't do with that, okay? So a reservoir that was designed for one city is now feeding 3 cities, all because of greed and fascist control of the government. Now, let me adjust this here. With a 3-year return on investment, a pipe between the nuclear power station and, in this case, Louisa County, the people who put me in prison, okay? There's Zion's Crossroads. As soon as you put that pipe between point A and point B, it will autonomously draw water vapor in through the lake. It will use the waste energy, that's the last bit of energy to be dissipated out of that lake, into a heat engine pumping system. It'll vibrate. It'll then come through and actually improve the operability and operating efficiency of the power plant by 30%, and then cascade upwards towards Zion's Crossroad, a vortex of air power and water vapor. And as it comes into Zion's Crossroads, you just put this pipe along the railroads or whatever temporarily, then you bury it later. But once you bury it, once you tie things in, and this water vapor that has been brought here, this heat and this humid air that's brought here, is then cascaded underground into a CC, condensation chamber, and it rains at Zion's Crossroads every day. Meanwhile, recovering water that would normally be wasted to the atmosphere from the warm water industrial lake, okay, this is being fed by tributaries from the North Anna River, okay, South Anna River goes down here, but it severely restricts the amount of water because this is a 200-acre shore lake. Now, here's the deal. Just this piece of pipe, which might cost like $40 million to install, pays for itself in 3 years. And what happens is you then have a commodity, a real regenerative energy system that pulls heat out of an industrial warm water lake, uses it to suck in process drinking water and transport it at no transport cost, no fuel cost, no electrical cost, no pumps, no mechanical maintenance, no to deal with autonomously pumping water day and night as long as that nuclear power plant's online. But the key thing is because now less power has to be used by that nuclear power plant to cool the water. The operating efficiency, the electricity not needed for here can then go out on the grid and increase in output because of improvement in cooling. Imagine here a 96-degree day, how much power it takes to cool water when it's 96 degrees. Simply by a gold ring. In the satellite industry years ago, we would have, even with the best alignments, you would have problems with sparkles and that sort of thing. And it turned out there was slightly a misalignment on the antenna systems that we use to, cobble together the signal. Well, by putting in the gold ring, all of a sudden the focus was there, optimized the beam, and the signal went up. Maximum 3, 4, sometimes 6 dB. That's a lot of energy. That's double power. Actually, it's quadruple power. So by simply modifying and installing the terrestrial grounding that was forgotten by use of this, they don't have to go into slavery with Amazon for $11 billion and tie up their infrastructure and the destiny of the people for 30 years. Regenerative energy design and environmental science, okay? I am now tasked with telling my brethren the truth. But here's what we're going to do. By kindness, we're going to prison break the whole thing.